It's 101 degrees in the Texas Sandhills. The wind feels like a hairdryer. The sand burns underfoot. Your tent could become a sauna in just minutes. Welcome to Monahans, where surviving the heat isn't an option, it's a skill. Today we go solo, test our limits, our gear, and maybe learn a few of these desert secrets.
Alright y'all, Outdoorsey Adventures has gone full desert mode. We're out here at Monahans Sandhills State Park. You might think we took a wrong turn at the Sahara Desert, but you know what? This is pure West Texas desert right here. We're just west of Midland and Odessa. We're at Monahans Sandhills State Park. One of the things that's going to be a challenge today is the wind. This wind is blowing. It makes it feel like you're in a convection oven right now. 106 degrees and a little breeze like this. It's nice to have the breeze, don't get me wrong. But it's tough. Well, we're staying in campsite number 9. It's got water and electric. No sewer. So I'm gonna set a tent up. Boy, everything is just hot to the touch. So one of the first obstacles I have to overcome is these standard tent stakes. I don't believe will stay into this loose sand. So we have a couple options. I have these little auger style. I only have a couple of these. So these are not going to work. So I have an idea. So on my way out here, I thought about this. So I stopped at the local dollar store and I picked up 8 of these little dollar bowls. So the idea I had was I'm just going to cut a hole in the bottom of these, like right in here. Run me a cord through here, right through there, and I'll bury that in the sand. That should give me a nice anchor to tie my tarp to in my tent. And then this wind, I think we're going to need it. One lesson learned already. This plastic's very brittle. Take a different approach maybe. Well, because that bowl is so brittle and the holes are so large, I had to use this 3/8 inch rope. Just tied a big old knot on the end of it and a little loop knot there. We'll see how that works. I think what I'll do is I'll try to utilize this shade created by the shelter. Put my tent right in that area. That's all we can do right now. We're surviving in the desert. This is my old ground tent that I've used over the years. I honestly don't even remember where I got it. I think it was a Walmart tent from many years ago. It's old school. Well, that was easy. Well, it only took about an hour setting it up in this wind, this heat. Oh man. Whew. That was a chore. It's together. No rain fly tonight. We want to have pure airflow. All we need, not a cloud in the sky. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the sleep system set up in there. Give it some weight on the floor. I'm not so confident on my bucket idea holding. I only have 4 of them in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my sleep system in there. Nothing fancy tonight. We're going just with a cot. Well, one of the things I didn't anticipate was the temperature sensor on my phone overheating and shut my phone off. So I have to sit in the truck with the AC running to cool my phone off. At least I'm getting cool. All right, y'all, I admit, I brought a little air conditioner. Evaporative cooler. Hopefully, that'll help keep things cool. Well, I got the sleep system set up so much. I got the cot set up. Give it some weight inside here. sitting inside the tent right now. Got the air conditioner going. You can hear it. You know, that's a good 1 or 2 degrees cooler than what it is outside. Oh boy, Monahans Sandhills. Woo, it's tough. This is tough camping right here, y'all. I won't lie, I was questioning my decision when I was setting this tent up. We'll see how the rest of the evening goes. It's, what was it, 4 o'clock when I got here, and it is 6:30 already. And I just basically got tent set up. Hello, Mr. B inside my tent. Hope you go out. You know, even though I'm car camping, or truck camping if you will, you gotta still, this desert heat is it's dangerous. A couple times putting the tent up today, I got lightheaded. I had to stop, sit in the truck, cool off, get some water. It's important to remember, you know, you just can't drink water. You know, water's great, and here in the desert, your body will use up as much as 6 liters a day just for, you know, normal activities. So you have to replenish, and you just can't replenish with water. It's a real good idea to use those electrolyte packets. They put a little extra electrolytes in the water, so it's a good idea to use all that stuff. And sun protective clothing, light clothing. You don't want to wear something dark out here. You want to wear light clothing. Dark, black clothing absorbs heat, so lighter the better. A wide brim hat, you saw the one I had on earlier, that makes a huge difference keeping that sun off your face and your neck. I use these towels. They smell nice. They're called cooling pack towels, but they help a lot. And I just keep re-dipping it in my cooler, my cold water. Feels great. Those kind of things are, they're not just luxuries out here, they're necessities. Even with modern gear, this desert demands respect. Yeah, you've seen out here on these dunes, you can see some of them, you know, are bare and barren, just sand. But others have a lot of grass and vegetation growing on them. Yucca and grass, and you wouldn't believe it, but one of the largest oak forests in the country is right here. They're just a foot tall. They're called shin oak or scrub oak. That's what we used to call them as a kid. Also, we have a lot of greasewood. That's what I call it. It smells great when it rains out here in the desert. I love that smell. But these dunes, the ones that have vegetation all over them, those are considered what they call dead or dying dunes. Once they get covered in vegetation, it kind of locks them in and they don't move. But ones that are free of the vegetation are considered live dunes. They're constantly moving. I can see sand blowing right now over the tops of these dunes with this wind. So they're considered live dunes. You know, most animals out here are nocturnal. They do their movement around after the sun goes down and the heat drops. I've seen a lot of quail, bobwhite quail. I can hear them chirping. Coyotes, rattlesnakes. At night, the desert comes alive. Everything's a lesson in conservation out here. You know, of water, of movement, of energy. You know, the difference between the direct sunlight and the shade out here is significant. It can be as much as 20 to 30 degrees from just being in the shade. And with a little breeze blowing, it makes a big difference. Shade's not a luxury out here. It's survival. You know, a lot of families come out here to this state park. They rent these little plastic discs and box them down, and they slide down these dunes on those discs. Sand surfing is what they call it. So that's the big draw out here, is to do the sand surfing. You know, when I was a kid, I can remember out here at Monahans Sandhills State Park, they had dune buggy rides, and they had these big dune buggies, and they would go flying over these dunes and jump it in the air and land and fly fast through the sand. I guess modern times have caught up with them, and they don't do that anymore. Monahans Sandhills State Park sits right in the middle of the Permian Basin, one of the richest oil reserves in the world. You know, millions of years ago, this was an inland sea, and all this was underwater. All the plant life and animal matter deposited down, turned into oil, and oil rigs drill down and find that oil. And once they do, they set up a pump jack like the one behind me to bring it to the surface. Electric motor turns the crank arm, rocking the beam up and down. The motion drives the rod deep underground, pulling oil from reservoirs thousands of feet deep. You know, it's simple, it's reliable, and iconic West Texas. These dunes are alive. It takes a wind speed of about 12 to 15 miles an hour to move a grain of sand out here. You know, these dunes can move as much as 30 feet a year. Some people say these dunes were an ancient seashore. Other people say that they were eroded down from around the Pecos River and blown from the southwest winds back up this way. Either way, they've been here a long time. This land feels old, like things we've forgotten. That's why I come out here. You know, there's a legend of an old lost wagon train full of gold out here. Truth or myth, the desert just keeps its secrets. Dinner tonight, I don't know, some people would call it not special, but I think it's pretty special. We're trying an MRE. This is Asian style beef strips with vegetables. Never had it. One thing about eating in the desert, you know, your body uses more water processing and digesting food. So the more you eat, the more water you need. So it's sometimes better just to eat light if you can. But we're going to give this a try. I've had a few of these MREs before over the years, and you know, it's hit or miss on some of these guys. On whether or not they're good or not, I don't know. So we have Asian style beef strips with vegetables. 250 calories. All right. Out here at Monahans Sandhills State Park, there's a burn ban. I guess they're afraid they're going to burn the sand. I don't know. Anyway, burn ban, no fires. You know, actually, I hadn't seen a fire pit at any of these campsites. They have a barbecue grill, but no fire pits. So I don't think they have fires out here at all. So, but they do have a burn ban right now. So that's why we are doing the Asian style beef strips. That's what this would be. And then we're just going to unpack everything here and see what all we have. I got a family up on the hill behind me. Sugar cookies. More like sugar cookie crumbles. All right, I bet that'll be fine. What's this? Chunky peanut butter. Yum. I love my peanut butter. Okay. This applesauce. Huh. I like applesauce. It's good. Milk, chocolate, cocoa, beverage powder. You know, I can't imagine this being a good thing in this heat. We're going to say no to it. Got a spoon. We have some grape jelly to go with our peanut butter. All right. That'll be good. Maybe put it on our sugar cookies. Then we have our somewhat limited accessory pouch. You know, usually these are a lot more. There's a towelette, some napkins, salt, a beverage base lemonade. Okay. What else we got? Oh. Here we have, our bread. So we can do a peanut butter sandwich. We can have our peanut butter and jelly on our bread. And then we have our heating element. All right. First things first, let's get this thing heating up. I'm gonna have to go get some water. Right back. All right, this is our heater. The way these work, you pour a little bit of water. It doesn't take much, just a little bit. Then you insert your meal, put it inside this cardboard pouch, and it heats it up. So we'll pull that off. Oh, always kind of knead these up a little bit. Make sure they're mixed up real well. They've been sitting for a few years, usually. There we go. Like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot of water. What are you talking about these dunes coming to life? There's people on that hill over there now. I thought I was the only one out here. Now I look around and people are everywhere. Okay. We're just heating up this, a lot of times people will heat up the bread and whatnot. That's it. Now we wait. It says 10 minutes, but trust me, I've done this for 30 minutes before and it's still not very warm. It's heating up. It's getting there. We're gonna let that go for a little while. In the meantime, let's try our peanut butter and jelly. These breads are like I don't know, they got like a real minerally taste to them or something. I've never been a big fan of the breads. So we're gonna try this peanut butter on here though. I tell you what, those Army guys must be strong because I never can open these packages. This is chunky peanut butter. That's what it tastes like. Peanut butter. Now, it's not the best peanut butter I've ever had, trust me. But it does taste like peanut butter. This grape jelly's more like grape juice. I guess this 105-degree weather's got a little something to do about that. You know what? It's not horrible. I guarantee if I were in a war, I would be loving that. Well, I think the Asian style beef strips with vegetables is warm. Certainly feels warm. It's warm. At least parts of it are. Mix it up, it'll get warmer. All right, here we go. Asian style beef with vegetables. They
Army guys are strong. Here we go. Well, smells fine. Let's give it a try. You know, it's like Oprah Winfrey toe jam. No, I'm joking. It's actually pretty good. I don't know why I said that. It actually tastes really pretty good. You know, a lot of times with these MREs, you need to add hot sauce or seasoning and whatnot, but actually, this tastes pretty good like it is. I don't see a lot of beef strip in here. Maybe more like beef particles. Maybe, I don't know. It's kind of like a mush. It's just more of a Asian style beef mush with mashed vegetables. It's almost like eating baby food or something. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, definitely if I was a soldier out in a war, in a jungle or wherever it is, or the desert of Afghanistan or Iraq, it'd be a pretty dang good meal. I think we're going to try this applesauce next. I'm not really hungry anymore, but just feeling it, it feels more like apple juice than sauce. It doesn't feel very thick at all. Let's try it. Oh, look at that. I got that one off. There we go. Definitely the baby food reference goes a long ways with this. It tastes really good though. It's not bad. It's almost like having a warm apple cobbler after a nice Asian bits with mashed vegetables. I kind of like it. Applesauce. Oh, this is interesting. It says applesauce enhanced with maltodextrin for increased performance. Increased performance. Out here at night, it feels like another planet. Doesn't feel like the same place that I was sitting up and cussing this morning or this afternoon. It's alive though. You can hear hear the distant call of the coyotes out there. You know, a mile and a half from the interstate, so you can hear some traffic noise, and occasionally you hear a train go by. But other than that, it's just a kind of a quiet. The wind's blowing still, so you have that constant rustling noise. But the dunes remember every step you take out here, and they erase them by the morning. It's moments like this that keep you coming back. You're reminded of all the small stuff. We're the small ones. Let you know how small you are. You know, out here the night transforms, the heat fades, the wind softens, and boy, I tell you, these stars, they're starting to pop. They make you feel like you can just reach up and touch them. Well, mornings out here are very peaceful, very nice. Well, it's time for a little coffee. You know, morning's the sweet spot out here in the desert. Cool air, soft light, no wind. It's the peaceful time out here. Well, my sleep wasn't the best I've ever had. And there was a group of kids or someone just over the dune until about midnight playing around. You know, they were just having a good time. They weren't being bad. And those trains. Those trains run all the time out here. And that interstate 20 is loud. We're only a mile and a half off the interstate, so. I'll tell you though, the air conditioner, it worked. I ended up having to pull my little saddle blanket, Mexican blanket over me. They got a little chilly out there for this morning. Well, the quail are very tame out here. I guess they're used to getting water out of that water faucet over there that I'm hooked up to. 'Cause normally it had a little drip when I got here, so I guess they were used to getting water there. So they looked over there and several of them sitting around there chirping at me like, what's going on? No water today? So I had to go turn my water faucet on for them so they could have some water. Water's key out here.
Well, y'all, that's a wrap from Monahans State Park. 101 degree plus temperature tent camping. Tell you what, Monahans in August, it's a test of patience, planning, you know, adapting. They definitely have to respect the desert out here. But I tell you what, we pushed our limits on this one. Definitely embrace nature, but most of all, we stayed outdoors. Thanks for coming along.